We are the painters of our world. We are creators. We decide what goes.
Welcome to the Educate.Elevate.podcast. I'm your host, Danny Morrison. This show is dedicated to empowering students in our Black community, just like you, to unlock their full potential through higher education. I want you to understand that no matter what challenges lie in the way, there is a path to the future you deserve. In today's show, we're turning our attention to a program that's making a huge difference in the lives of Black foster youth. It's no secret that the journey through higher education can be hard. But for students raised in the foster care system, these challenges can seem impossible to overcome. Lack of support, financial instability, and academic challenges too often stand in the way of current and former foster youth students achieving their dreams. The California Community Colleges system has faced this challenge head on, and as a result, is giving hope to current and former foster students across the state. NextUp is a game-changing initiative through California's community colleges that provides foster students with hope and a path to higher education and beyond. By offering academic support, help with books and supplies, transportation, tutoring, food, emergency housing, and more, NextUp is equipping young people with the tools and support they need to succeed. In fact, Black and African American foster youth who participate in NextUp are 54% more likely to stay in school in pursuit of their degree than those who aren't in the program. NextUp is now available to current and former foster youth on all 115 community college campuses statewide. The program is open to students up to 26 years of age who have spent at least one day in foster care and is enrolled or planning to enroll in community college. In this episode, we'll explore the impact of the NextUp program on the lives of Black foster youth. We'll hear the challenges these youth face and the incredible work being done to overcome them. As we've discussed on this show before, you can't overestimate just how vital community and support are to helping students thrive in college, both on campus and off. And NextUp is just one of the many ways our community colleges are helping Black foster youth change the trajectory of their life forever. Because of the resources and relationships programs like these provide, California's community colleges are providing students with hope and an ability to unleash their full potential. So let's get right to our first guest. With me is Junelli Merwin. Junelli is a NextUp project expert at Mount San Antonio College. She is also a former foster youth herself, which gives her a unique ability and passion to help the students she serves. Junelli, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Now tell us all about this NextUp program. We want to hear all about it.
The NextUp program supports current and former foster youth at all the community colleges here in California. Unfortunately, foster youth has a stigma and a stereotype to them that maybe they're not good enough, they're not college material, or that they're not going to make anything from their lives. And it's unfortunate because our foster youth haven't had a real chance. And the NextUp program gives them that. It gives them an opportunity for them to see that, hey, we believe in you and we just want to support you and to utilize the resources that's going to help you succeed. You know, a college degree, at least for me, it's more than a degree. It's helping our students break cycles. It's helping our students become the next leaders of tomorrow. It's helping our students heal from a lot of the things they've been through, and they're in the driver's seat of making a decision in their lives of what they want it to be. NextUp is showing people that our foster youth are here in our college spaces and they need our support. We provide many resources and support services to aid them in their academic journey. The NextUp program offers different services from priority registration, access to academic counselors, educational grants. At our campus specifically, we do have a dedicated life skills specialist. It's providing so much and has really been a game changer for our students.
Game changer is right. Love the resources with the program. Now, what is your role with the NextUp program?
I am the project expert for the NextUp Reach program. And I say NextUp Reach because that's the name specific to the college I work for. And I help with program operations, connecting our students to resources and leadership opportunities, outreach, and also building strategic partnerships to build community and support for our students. We also have life skills workshops that we're hosting. You know, our students have needs, you know, they're more than just this traditional academic journey. In order to support them in their academic journey, we have to support them as a person.
Right.
Helping them meet their basic needs from housing, food, to stability, and all those things are essential. We can't expect a foster youth who's at risk of losing housing or homelessness to really succeed when they need their basic needs covered. And with NextUp, we have the opportunity to provide grants to help them pay for rent if they're behind on rent, to help them get emergency stays if they need that, and helping them find a plan to get them back on track. And that's what's really unique about NextUp is that holistic approach and being proactive in helping them with where they're at in order to give them a real chance to succeed.
Love the excitement that you're showing for the program. I'm sure there's been a bunch of positive changes, let's say over the last 5 years. Give us some examples of some of the positive changes that you've noticed.
Within this last year alone, we've been able to give over $900,000 to all of the students while supporting them in their needs, whether that may be their car breaking down and them needing repairs and giving them aid to be able to fix that so that they can go to class, because transportation is huge. Without transportation, it can be very challenging. Or childcare expenses for our parenting students that maybe can take less work in order to focus on their class load. And we're really fortunate at our campus to have over 200 foster youth, and the numbers keep growing, to be able to support them in that way. Something that's huge in the foster youth community is that they need mental health resources due to the trauma that has impacted their lives. And when we know our student is going through like a mental health crisis, we do connect them with our LCSW who's on campus that is able to do those check-ins with them, making sure that they're mentally okay, and also providing that emotional support. At our college campus, we do have a dedicated mental health services center that students can go to get connected to support and get that one-on-one counseling as long as they need while they're a student.
Now, I hear that you've had quite the journey. As much as you're willing to share, I think the audience would love to know about that journey, some of the obstacles you faced on that journey, and also what are the primary drivers and motivators that got you to where you are today?
Yeah, I'm happy to share. So I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, where I entered the foster care system as a teen mom. I entered the system with my 1-month-old baby in my arms, and I raised my son throughout the 5 years of his life until we both exited foster care together. And it's been a long journey to get to where I'm at today. And that journey has been really hard, balancing between foster homes that weren't supportive without any family support and having to balance being a teenager, a mother, and a scholar all at the same time.
Right.
And especially back in the day, foster care was more foreign than it is now. And I was always somebody's first case, and I was always someone's trial and error. And, going through the system, while it's been hard, it's also been,
You're an inspiration. You take your time.
Thank you. While being in the system has been really difficult, it made me who I am. And I'm really proud of who I am because I've really been able to show people that I could be more than the stigma and the stereotypes placed on me. I could be more than a statistic. So I really worked hard to ensure that I got my associate's degree in communications at Cerritos College. Day in and day out, I would wake up 5:30 a.m. in the morning, get myself ready and my son ready, walk out the door, literally walk 30 minutes the opposite direction from where my campus was, and there was no bus route that would go there. And dropping my son off to childcare, taking 2 buses to school, and I would do the whole thing over there and back. Even with the classes I was taking, I started at the very bottom math, very bottom English. I was a high school dropout. I had started with where I was at. And I said, you know what? This is where I need to be because I need to really make up groundwork for everything that I've missed. So I was able to get my associate's degree, and really fortunate around that time, I had applied to transfer to Cal State Fullerton, and that's when I earned my Fulbright scholarship.
Wow.
And that was my ticket right when I exited foster care. And that's when I moved from LA County to Orange County and pursued my bachelor's there in human services that I earned in 2019. And as of this year in 2024, I got my master's degree in higher education.
Wow. I'm sorry. I have to applaud for that. That
Thank
is
you.
amazing. You're an inspiration. So in your mind, what do you think every student should know about the NextUp program?
That there's a place for them in college.
Go on, tell me, expound on that, please.
Our foster youth should know that there is a dedicated space ready to serve them, ready to support them, and meet them where they're at. I know many of our students coming from disadvantaged backgrounds and whom have experienced trauma, it can be very difficult for them to trust. And knowing that there are professionals in these roles that are trauma-informed and who can understand how trauma has played a role in their lives, we are equipped to support them with where they're at because we understand that they have been set back more than the average peer due to their experiences, whether that's from bouncing between different foster homes, having a change of social workers, being behind in their education in general, whether that's being behind with high school credits, and just the impact of their lives, how that has been for them. We understand when they get to college, there's a lot of missed opportunities that has occurred due to the foster care system. Many of them have little to no support when they're in the system and have had to navigate a lot on their own. And knowing that there's a foster youth program who can provide them the guidance that they need to navigate college, because college can be very daunting for anybody.
Now, I'm sure that there are many people watching right now that would love to learn more about the NextUp program. How could a current or former foster youth learn more about it?
Current and former foster youth can go to icangotocollege.com and check out the Black Student Success page where they will find services and resources to get the support that they need.
There's a number of people, students out there that doubt themselves on the regular, going through their own personal challenges. Why do you feel that community college can help them through that process?
Community colleges are smaller than universities, and it gives you a lot of opportunity to really figure out what major and career path you really want to go to compared to a large university. And community college, we have a bunch of resources, overwhelming support available to a lot of groups. Community college also, it's a lot cheaper. That's another reason too. With the financial aid one gets, you don't really have to take out loans, honestly. We have enough financial aid for low-income students to be able to pay for college. And I think there's just many reasons to go to community college, and it really just helps them figure out what do they really want. And with the many services, a sense of belongingness that one can find at a community college.
Now, you touched on the overarching purpose of the wonderful program of NextUp, but I want to make it a little more personal.
Sure.
What would you say to someone that arrived at the program that had no hope? They weren't sure that college was for them. What would you tell that person?
You know, I'm someone who also experienced foster care, and I think many of my students do look up to me because they see someone who's further along their journey that's made it. After foster care was very, very difficult, and it's been a long journey to get to where I'm at. And what I tell many of my students is if I can do it, you can do it. And our students themselves, they're amazing. They really want a better life for themselves. And what I want people to really understand, NextUp is there to support them.
You are a champion, and we thank you so much for being on the Educate.Elevate podcast. On behalf of the podcast and probably on behalf of the California Community Colleges, thank you for being a part of the NextUp program, and thank you for your time today as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Our next guest is Kevion Louis-Hernandez. Kevion is a student at Cal State Fullerton who is currently pursuing a double major in public relations and human resources. He transferred to Cal State Fullerton from Mount San Antonio College, a community college located in the greater Los Angeles area. Kevion is a former foster youth who credits the NextUp program with helping him find the community and support he needed to pursue his college degree. Kevion, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what was like growing up as a foster youth.
I entered the foster care system when I was like 6 years old, and I aged out when I was 21. I've been to over like 25 homes and over 6 group homes.
Wow, 25?
Over 25 homes. A lot of them were temporary. So a lot of them already had kids and like they were just like temporary. And then some of the group homes were just 30-day or 90-day shelters. And then when you're at a certain age, they don't want certain kids. They prefer them like babies. Yeah. So then they could like eventually adopt. But when you're like already like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like you're going to be doing like a lot of moving. When I was like 12, I ran away and I came back when I was like 15. I ran away from this group home. And then I came back because I was like, I need to finish like school. Like I need to finish high school. And the group home that I was at, they tried their best to like help me because I missed like 3 years of high school. So they tried to help me and try to get me to continuation school. I had to wake up at like 5 o'clock and then go to school at like 6 and then stay after school for an additional 2 hours so I can just like graduate on time. So like I had to coordinate all this like with the school and with the group home staff and with my social worker. And everything was on board for the most part until Christmas time came around, New Year's time came around, and I had to be out of the group home and then I had to find somewhere to live. But thank God I was working and I brought me a little car and then I had to live in the car. But it all worked out for the good. But like, so everything happens, I guess, for a reason. But yeah.
I see you're getting emotional, and I can understand why, but you had aged out of the system at age 18. That transition from the home into standing on your own had to be really difficult. How did the community colleges help with that?
Being a part of NextUp, like, they make you feel like, you know, not judged or not ashamed for not having much, but making do with what you do have and helping you get to a place where you can, like, stand up. And it's also a help with, you know, coming in and having somebody to talk to, coming in and feeling as if, like, you know, you have a sense of family without having, you know, blood family. Because with foster youth, we have a thing called a chosen family. At NextUp, they are now, like, I have a sense of family there. And I feel like that was really, like, made me feel more comfortable just even coming as like a regular student, like just hanging out.
So let's talk about financial aid. A lot of people out there don't think that they can afford to go to college.
So with financial aid, how it helped me, for the most part, it helped me like pay for my books, it paid for my classes. And when you're a former foster youth and things like that, they basically pay for like your schooling and your books and stuff. And even if your books are too expensive and stuff like that, I got to pay for classes, I got to pay for books, I got to pay for parking, I got to pay for that. Like, you know, there's programs like NextUp that can help you take some of that load off your back, like transitional livings, gas cards. If you need something, if you're low on money right now, they're giving away, like they have a food drive. So just little things like that.
Some would say that growing up Black or African American in this country is tough enough. I can only imagine being Black or African American and also being a foster youth in this country. There's somebody watching right now that may land in both of those categories, just like you, that have no hope, that are telling themselves, can't do it because of this and this and this. Too many obstacles in the way to get there. What would you say to that person? To tell them, community college is the way to go. The NextUp program is the way to go. And this is how you do it.
I would tell them that it is going to be obstacles because that's just how life is. But you can't let those things stop you because also with obstacles, there's also rewards. Like every time you finish a race or every time you complete something, you get something in return, no matter how hard it is, no matter how like gut-wrenching it might feel, like the nervousness or like the nerves that you have to not want to like proceed, or you're going to have to face some issues if you want the reward at the end of it, because nothing is never easy. And with programs like NextUp, that is going to, help you get to your finish line a little bit more seamless, or a little more without certain things that you might have to worry about, or just with a little more community now.
Now, you just mentioned you are now attending Cal State Fullerton, as I understand.
Yes. My major at Cal State Fullerton is Human Resources and Public Relations.
You're getting all this education at a wonderful college, went through the NextUp program, building your confidence, because you're a really confident young man.
Thank you.
Where are you going to be in 5 years?
I would hope doing like public relations for like a big company or an up-and-coming company, something that's right and doesn't feel like I'm doing it just for the money, but like something where it's going to bring me happiness and joy, but I'm still doing what I love. Like everything I'm doing right now in school, I actually enjoy it.
So that current or former foster youth that is listening and or watching right now, how do you get them involved? What's your best advice to get them involved in the NextUp program?
I would tell them to take advantage of it. Tell them to visit their local college, community college campus, and, see where their like NextUp is housed, and just ask for further information and like see like how they can start. So I would just say, give it a trial. Don't just have preconception thoughts, because if I would have preconception thoughts, I probably would have never went to Mount Sinai or went to school. I would have just figured it out on my own. But actually it became a blessing in disguise, and I ended up graduating.
Well, Kevion, we appreciate you coming on to the Educate.Elevate podcast. We in the California Community Colleges appreciate what you've done for your community, for your family in specific. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
As you probably already know, our communities are filled with boundless talent, and we like to use this platform to give them an opportunity to showcase that talent. Here's another live performance on the Educate.Elevate podcast. Check it out.
Yo, this is Keyne, and this song is called Failures. Yeah. G4MD for all of y'all. Stroke of the wall. Hey, look. You just keep on trying things, you're gonna fall, but through it, change your approach. If you keep on trying things, you're gonna fall, but soon you'll see all the growth. It just takes some failures. Yeah. And we all gotta see it sometime, failures. And we gotta go through it to shine, failures. Ay. Just don't let it change your mind, failures. Yay. Yeah. Things don't always go as planned. Can't be changing who I am for it. To make it right, yeah, I get what's left. I work like I'm ambidextrous. If I had it my way, I'd be swimming in bands, yeah. Multiple plots to land. Instead, I got multiple plots, just trying them out and hoping they land. Thankfully, I never been on a stage where they booing it. I do them greasy. This isn't easy, but it look like it whenever I'm doing it. I ain't been complacent, I've been consistent. All the criticism, yeah, come with it. Flow sounding like the second coming, but I'm first up. I ain't second nothing, nah. Been through a gang of ish. When I tell it, it sound like gang-ish. Like how the valley fever came with blood samples. Meningitis turned me to a crib. I can piggyback and gain all your favor with that sob story. Ay, but the rejects turned me to a zombie, and that lack of sleep became a rob story. So I treat the game like a B&B, and I'm going in like a D&E. Wrestling with that episode of me blowing up like TNT. I keep the mood silent like D&D, but been working magic like D&D. Always treat the women with respect, so they invite them in like GNC. I don't regret nothing, I love being me. If things don't work out, then we'll see. I take the pieces and pick up like GMC. Ay, look, I don't regret nothing, I love being me. If things don't work out, then we'll see. I take the pieces and pick up like GMC. Yeah, you just keep on trying things, you're gonna fall, but through it, change your approach. If you keep on trying things, you're gonna fall, but soon you'll see all the growth. It just takes some failures, and we all gotta see it sometime, failure.
I want to thank Junelli Merwin and Kevion Louis-Hernandez for taking the time today to share their stories with us. The stories we've heard are a testament to the resilience and determination of our foster youth. The NextUp program is a great example of what our students can achieve and overcome when we surround them with the support and resources they deserve. When we share these stories, we help others see that they too can accomplish anything if they know who to turn to and where to start. If you'd like to learn more about the NextUp program or some of the other programs available to help you succeed in your community college journey, check out icangotocollege.com. It has a ton of information on everything from campus resources and student support services to financial aid, career training programs, and even tools to help you find a campus that's right for you. That's icangotocollege.com. Until next time, remember, to educate is to elevate.
We are the painters of our world. We are creators. We decide what goes.